Yes, good boy, very nice. Right, a lot of people will do this. Like they'll do this. Well, the problem with that is he's not really looking at me, right? So what I do instead of doing that is I'll just go sit and I'll capture this moment right here. So right now he's not looking. When he looks, yes, good. And then I mark it. Basically, I'm letting him know looking up here gives you the reward. Sit. So now I'm using the electronic collar when he looks away, like right there. I'm gonna give him a quick tap on low. Yes, good. And I'm paying him, so he's still winning. One low, and the one low is gonna tell him to SIT as I say it as well. So it's gonna give him the verbal and the tactile. And also every time he looks away, he's gonna get a quick one low. It's not a correction, it's just like a barely anything really. If you feel one low on this, you'll notice that you won't even feel it. Sit. Yes, good boy, very nice. Good job, buddy. Okay, so I got my two, you can't see them in the camera right now, but I got my two dogs off leash over there. You definitely can't see my other dog over there, but I'm gonna do the same thing. And I've been doing the same thing around these guys. So he's looking, sit. That was one low. Sit, sit. Yes, good boy. That's a good boy. Now the little girl's approaching over here, so I'm gonna be careful, obviously. Sit, sit. So he looked away, give him a quick tap on one low. Yes. So the sit doesn't technically mean look at me. The sit just means put your butt on the ground. But I am asking him to look at him, especially if there are distractions around. I could put the look on a verbal cue. It's just an additional behavior, basically. But in the meantime, I want him to know that if I'm talking to you, you gotta pay attention. Sit. So he's looking down, tap. Good. There's a lot more going on around, so that's why he was looking out a lot. His ear, right ear's moving, indicating that there is some sound to his right. Yes, good boy. Good boy. That's it. Good. But there's a lot going on. Sit. Right, so that was an SIT without any stimulation there. There was just a verbal. He did it on his own. That was good. But there's a lot going on. It seems from the videos that I post in this channel, it seems that there is nothing going on here, and there are people that say, oh, there's nothing going on there. You have no idea how distracting nothingness is. It is incredibly distracting. We have 5 acres here, and we have critters. We have fox, rabbits, and deer that just walk through this entire property practically every night. We hear them. Raccoons, we've got skunks, everything just walking through, leaving their droppings everywhere. So even though at quick surface from the lens, it seems like we have nothing going on, that is so incredibly distracting. It is a different type of distraction. The reason I'm saying that is I'm okay if they're not perfect as I'm teaching new things. So I'm not expecting that constant stare the entire time. Sit. Yes, very nice. That was perfect. Sit. Sit. Good. Sit. Sit. Yes, very nice. Sit, sit, sit. Good, so there he started to pay a little bit of attention to the little dog right here, Paisley. And his attention started to kind of go towards her. Now, given his history, I'm not risking a whole lot. Now, the history, again, no details on the whole history because it's just too much to, to unload. But the history basically is that he's not good with dogs. It's a very common story with a lot of dogs. So I'm always cautious anyway, regardless of whether the dog is or isn't, is or isn't good with dogs or not. That doesn't matter to me. I'm always gonna err on the side of caution. But when the history is he specifically has had issues with other dogs, I'm always very, very aware of that. So as he was starting to lean towards her, even though it wasn't technically aggressive, I don't need to push those boundaries. I want every session to go as smooth as possible. So now this guy's approaching as well. He's 15 years old, so sit. So he looks confused half the time. But anyway, so he's doing pretty good with that, with him as well. Sit. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Make sure you like and subscribe and let me know what you want me to post. Give me an idea of what you'd like to see, and I'll either point you to something that I've already done, or I'll work on something that needs to be brought some attention to.